aboard! All aboard! Ah, well, hello there. So, you're getting on this train, huh? You know, I've been conducting this train for a good couple of years now. Been through a lot with her. I remember the "I got nothing up my butt" incident back in 2019. There was also the Florida man who threw a Bible at a police officer. Oh, and don't get me started about the year 2020. Oh boy. So listen, if you're new here, I gotta read this this piece of paper for you. It's sort of a legal thing, you know. Here we go. Warning. The following show may feature some adult language and adult scenarios that are not suitable for those under the age of 18 to 21 years old. If you are under this age, please consult your parents and or legal guardians for permission to listen to this show. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Well, with that out of the way, will you still be getting on? Excellent. Well, let me just punch your ticket for you. And welcome to Trademark's Trainwreck.
Waka waka.
Good evening, passengers, and welcome to tonight's episode of Trademark's Trainwreck, a show featured on Celestia Radio, all fandom, all the time. With me here tonight is just RandomGreymane here.
I was the only one he could catch. I'm old, fat, and slow, so that everybody else was able to escape the net the train puts out.
I go fishing for co-hosts every night. How are you this week, Greymane?
I am doing. I am waiting for a lot of my machinery in the house to be replaced after having multiple machinery failures. But
Yes.
Other than that, we're doing okay.
I am doing as well. Nothing really major here. I do have one thing to file under minor complaints. And also, goddamn you, iTunes. So, I have an iPhone, and with an iPhone comes with iTunes. And sometimes...
A walled garden.
What was that?
A walled garden. Don't worry, I have the same walled garden in my pocket as well.
Yeah. But yeah, sometimes I purchase gift cards because there's interesting music on iTunes that you can get. Sometimes for very cheap and sometimes for very expensive. Kingdom Hearts 3 soundtrack. Serious, that thing costs like $50. $50 for a game soundtrack. No, thank you. Anyway, last night I wanted to purchase some music from YouTube musician and animator Gooseworks. Check out their content if you haven't already. Shameless plug. And also, I wanted to purchase something from a Japanese jazz band called Cassiopeia. Oh, sorry, jazz fusion band. Jazz fusion. Yeah, they basically throw in other genres alongside jazz. Funny enough, I heard about it through a Reddit post where basically they really dramatized this guy finding this specific album, Mint Jams. And it's basically like, is this what the weaves have been talking about? This is awesome.
Oh,
Like,
jeez.
go so far to say I bought the vinyl album from Japan, and they sent me tea, and it was actually really great tea. That sort of shit. I'm sure you could find it through a Google search. So I listened
Nice.
to it on YouTube, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. Oh, I've got some spare cash to burn in my iTunes account. I'll purchase these. And so I purchased them. I put them on my iPhone. I go out for a walk. I'm in the middle of my walk, and I'm like, okay, I'll listen to this new music now. This content is not authorized to play on your iPhone.
Yep.
I go back home. I look through iTunes. I scan through reams upon reams of data telling me what I should and shouldn't do. And then it finally dawns on me. For whatever fucking reason, iTunes has this habit of hiding your purchases without your input
Yep.
at all. So,
Yep.
so for some ungodly reason, it just acts like it doesn't exist. And I finally find that out after trying to authorize my computer like 10 times or so.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing you do. You authorize your computer so it can play your shit and buy your shit. And it's just like, why the fuck? And I found stuff that I had bought years ago that I had the same issues with. I found the original Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. Not the movie score, the soundtrack that Star-Lord listens to. I found the first two Batman movie soundtracks, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Why did you hide this shit? I never told you to hide any of this. Fucking hell, iTunes.
I don't buy music on iTunes anymore. Okay, please understand that when I say this, I am not a fan of large labels and large distributors. Okay,
Of course.
everyone gets screwed by them. Big River Online, who I fear to name because they are the richest company in the world.
I thought that was Google.
You know, Crapple. I don't pay money for content to Crapple because I can't take that content and put it on any player I want. Okay, I have to use their stuff, and that's a monopoly I think shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
It's like Big River Online's books. They basically say, no, we don't. We're not selling you this. We're not obeying first sale doctrine. We're giving you a right to listen to or to read this book. That's what we're giving you. You know, you're not actually purchasing a book. You're purchasing the right to read this book, and it's like, okay, you guys,
read?
yeah, yep, and that's it. If you go and you look at the Crundle agreements for their e-readers, you will find that that is in the agreement. Okay, you don't actually purchase a book from those guys. You purchase the right to read that book. Okay, and to me, that's a violation of what's called first sale doctrine. Okay, which means that you buy something and then it's yours, and then you're able to do whatever the hell you want with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, um, and those guys just basically said they basically pulled a mouse where they said, "No, we're not going to obey that," and they put this loophole in place, and frankly, it's a BS loophole. And if anybody had enough money to challenge the largest company in the world, um, that loophole would no longer exist because it probably wouldn't stand up in a court of law. The problem is that nobody has the money to challenge Ming the Baldness and his biggest company in the world. So,
yeah, not unless they come down with fucking space money or something.
And I am very careful how I deal with that particular company because right now my wife and I depend on that company, sadly, because it's dangerous for me to go out because of her immune system. So every time I go out, I take a risk. And the risk is hers because I'm vaccinated, but she can't be until she's off her chemo. So.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's enough of me ranting about that music. So I know I'm serious. I could sit and I could rant for hours about this particular corporatism that has infected almost every company on the globe. Okay, everybody wants a monopoly. Everybody wants to be um, exempt from the rules. Okay, from the laws.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're a big multi-million-dollar company or multi-billion-dollar company. We don't need to obey the laws. And yeah, you fucking do.
Yeah.
Um,
Believe it or not, life is not like in fucking Oddworld, where you can just do whatever the hell you want because you make the most money because you make the most shit.
the Fallout universe, the Outer
Yeah.
Worlds universe.
Yeah.
Okay, any one of those where where you go and you question a company's motives and you dig you scratch off the
You scratch
top
off
of it and you find this.
the thin veneer of
Yeah.
professionalism, and you find out that they're wanting to sacrifice their slave workers to make food, or some shit like
Yes.
that.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's one of that's one of the things that can happen in a capitalist society. And I won't say we're that bad, but
Yeah, we're not
it's not.
Oddworld bad, but we're making slow progress,
Yeah, it's
unfortunately.
not. Yeah, it's not like it can't happen. That's the problem. Okay. In the
Yeah.
past, you'd look at it and go, "Oh, that's never gonna fucking happen. No, that can't possibly occur." And now you look at it and go,
Yeah,
uh...
little did we know Soylent Green was a documentary. It just took place in the future.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So that's yeah,
But
we
yeah,
could rant about that all night. Let's not.
enough about our our
Anti-corporate establishmentism.
and our dark predictions for for the future. Anywho,
I predict nothing. I predict nothing.
let's
It's not
let's
my fault.
instead let's instead talk about some of the things that have happened in the present, or maybe a little bit in the past. Here on Trademark's Trainwreck, we take a look at some dumb news articles that I've uncovered over the course of a week or so, and we just point and laugh at all the dumb shit that's happened. As per usual, we're going to take a quick music break in just a little bit, and then we go into the softcore material. Then we take a second and final music break and head on over to the hardcore material. I have got a mixed bag of things this week for y'all. Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. But before we start, though, let's go on that aforementioned music break, unless you have anything you want to add, Gray.
Nope. Waiting on the softcore material.
Well, in the meantime, we'll be right back, folks. You're listening to Trademark's Trainwreck on Celestia Radio, all fan of all time. Except when it's companies hiding your purchases without your permission. Fuck you, iTunes.
Where the hell did the band Oingo Boingo come up with their name?
That's a good question. Welcome back, folks, to Trademark's Trainwreck, a show featured on Celestia Radio, all fandom all the time. It's time to start the softcore material. And this first article is one that you gave me, Gray.
Oh, I think I know which one this is.
Yeah, this is one that I'm tempted to say should be taken with a pinch of salt because, as per usual with these articles, a part of my brain wants to deny that this happened. So
for future reference, I actually did look at multiple sources for this article. So
yeah, as have I. We looked all over the place. We even double-checked Snopes. Snopes has nothing on this. So here we go. Make of this what you will. Mystery tree beast turns out to be a croissant.
I can't hear that serious. I can't hear that seriously without laughing. I can't.
How?
Oh,
How? How? Okay. This happened the 15th of April, 2021. When animal welfare officers received a report of an unusual animal lurking in a tree in the Polish city of Krakow, they were not sure what to expect. People aren't opening their windows because they're afraid it will go into their house, the woman reportedly said. The woman. They just mentioned the woman, but they didn't previously mention the woman. Weird.
Yes.
But a visit to the area showed the creature in question was not a bird or even a reptile, but a croissant. The Krakow Animal Welfare Society said the incident was genuine. Well, I'll take your word for it. Writing on Facebook, the organization said its officers had asked the desperate caller whether the unidentified animal, which had been in the tree for 2 days, could be a bird of prey. The woman responded that it looked similar to a lagoon, similar to laguna, Polish for lagoon, before remembering the correct word, leguan, or iguana. I apologize if I mispronounced that to all -10 of our Polish viewers. Let's see. Although the inspectors knew that it was unlikely that a reptile would survive the cool spring temperatures in the southern Polish city, they wondered if the animal could have been an unwanted pet abandoned by its owners. This is interesting because, like, was it a couple years ago? I remember a couple years ago that, like, iguanas were just coming out of nowhere in Florida, just keeling over from the cold weather.
Yep.
So it's like
people finding dead iguanas in their cars and
out on the porch, in the pool.
Out on the porch. Yep.
So like it's not out of the realm of possibility that an iguana would be there. It also wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that it would also be dead. But either way, arriving on the scene, however, the inspectors found the headless and limbless object in a lilac tree. A pastry, probably thrown out of a window to feed birds. The organization remained lighthearted about the encounter and said the public should continue to err on the side of caution and report any concerns about animal welfare. How?
Send your glasses donations to Krakow, Poland.
I mean, to be fair, I'm looking at the image. The first thing that comes to mind. The first thing
I came up with. Go ahead.
You first. I want to hear what you think. What did you think?
It sounds stupid, okay, but it looks like a Caterpie from Pokemon.
Yeah, like I was about to say something similar. It looks like a cocoon. Like something is about to fucking like break out of that thing. Like fucking Mothra Jr. or something.
Mothra Jr.
It's happened. Like Mothra laid eggs and one of them turned into the new Mothra and one of them turned into, I don't know, Dark Mothra or whatever. I don't remember.
Dark Mothra. Okay.
Yeah, one of them turned out.
I'll take your word for it because I missed that particular.
Oh no! Or was it that it was two Mothras and they were hatched to fight a? I don't fucking remember. I've never watched the Godzilla movies. I'm only remembering from Cinemassacre's Monster Madness, the Godzilla-thon. Decent series. Anywho, either way, just like I can't blame anyone for going, what the fuck is that in the tree? Because, like, the first thing you don't think of when you see that is, oh, it's a croissant.
Yeah, pastry's, like, not even in the top 10
yeah, pastries of what you would don't grow on
trees. Hanging in a tree.
Yeah. Pastries don't grow on trees, much as we would love for that to happen.
Still, I can't believe somebody... I can't... See, if you look at the things, there's a couple of balconies there. I can't believe somebody didn't come close enough to look at that and go, oh, that's a piece of bread. They were so scared of it, though, that they didn't want to go anywhere near it. And I'm like,
it's bread.
Right, it's bread.
It reminds me of that, like, I Am Bread. It was like an old, like, one of those rage games that's similar to, like, the Bennett Foddy game, Getting Over It. Where, like, you're a piece of sentient bread, and your main goal in life is to get in the fucking toaster. Or to get toast in some way. And
I know what you're talking about.
Slowly but surely, the guy that owns this loaf of bread is just writing notes to himself going, I think I'm fucking crazy. This bread is sentient. Like, he's going to therapy and everything because he believes the bread's out to get him or some shit.
Hold on for a second. One moment, I'm looking for it and seeing if I can narrow it down.
What are you doing? What are you narrowing down?
Oh wow, they don't. Oh, come on. There's got to be a name for the fear of bread.
The fear of bread.
Come on. There's got to be a name for it.
The fear of bread. Yeastophobia. I don't know.
Sebophobia. Sebophobia or cetophobia comes derived from the Greek cetos, which means bread, and phobos, which means fear.
Oh my
So
god.
it's sebophobia, cetophobia. So there we go. Fear of bread. Now you know. And knowing's half the battle.
Oh my god.
This place is on fire. I'm getting the fuck out of here. No, God, wrong G.I. Joe.
Anyway. Just... I don't know. I don't know. And since I don't know...
To all of you that have a fear of bread, it'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be okay. Anywho, next. It's time to put one in the category of, well, this happened again.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, man, just... Wasn't it last week that we covered a man getting out of jail and then causing some havoc?
Yes. And the week before.
So, here we go again. Released man left jail in stolen police car.
Oh my god.
Yep. April 16th, 2021. Moments after being released from custody in Arkansas, a man the day before stole a police car that was parked in front of the jail, earning him a return trip behind bars. According to investigators, Cordell Coleman, 33, drove away from the Pulaski County Jail around 2:40 a.m. in a marked Little Rock Police Department SUV. A police report notes that a surveillance camera recorded Coleman entering the unlocked 2018 Ford Explorer, which was parked near a jail Sally Port. Sally Port?
Sally Port. It's a port where people go in and out.
You mean a door?
Yes, but there's a name for it because it's designed differently. Hold on for a second. Let me find your reference.
Oh, you mean it's designed to funnel people in, so... Is that accurate? Is that what you're talking about?
Secure controlled entryway.
Okay.
For a fortification or prison here.
Okay.
It's a controlled entryway, and that's why it's got a different name.
Okay, that explains it. So Coleman had been released from custody following a public intoxication arrest a day earlier, records show. The stolen vehicle had been driven to the jail by an officer who was assisting with the booking of a prisoner. After completing the process, I returned to discover my patrol vehicle had been taken, the cop reported. Investigators quickly tracked the Hot Wheels to an apartment complex about 10 miles from the jail, where Coleman was found inside the vehicle. Coleman, who had been the last prisoner released from the jail, was arrested and eventually returned to the lockup. While Coleman was handcuffed in the back of a police cruiser, a dash cam recorded a cop saying, "What kind of decision-making were you doing in that, man? Why are you doing that?" Coleman's mumbling response was unintelligible. Coleman was charged with felony theft, as opposed to felony theft. He was being held at the county jail, this time in lieu of $25,000 bond.
Some part of me says this is another case of he didn't want to leave.
Could be.
I mean, it takes an incredible amount of it takes an incredible amount of both balls and idiocy to steal a police car right outside the fucking jail. Okay? I mean, really. It's right there. You know the jail has cameras. You know the car has cameras. You know that car almost certainly has GPS on it. Okay? Maybe you don't know that. Okay, fine. But still.
It honestly could be 6 of one, half dozen of another. Like, yeah, it could be a case of being institutionalized, which is sad and unfortunate. Yeah. But at the same time, part of me, I mean, look at the show that I'm doing right now. Like, part of me would like to believe that this guy is that stupid. Part of me would want to believe that
Oh.
guy is that stupid.
I will give you that. I will give you that because we've seen some of the most idiotic things on this show, and it's totally possible that this is just a complete rampant idiot who just has no clue.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Anywho,
regardless, wow.
before we proceed any further, I believe we have Sherlock with us tonight.
Oh my god.
Yes, my plans originally have not come to fruition yet, so I figured I'd do this.
That's a shame, but it's nice to have you with us tonight.
Wait, you voluntarily came on this train? Voluntarily?
Yeah, I'm slightly gluttonous.
Well, we were just talking about people being institutionalized.
There you go.
There we go.
The Stockholm Syndrome is strong in this one.
We just finished talking about how someone in Poland mistook a croissant for a monster in a tree.
Saw that.
And we just finished talking about a guy who immediately stole a police car after getting out of jail.
Nice.
From the police station.
From the police station.
Yeah.
Just, I need a car. Woof!
Well, you know what? I'm actually going to say that is more of a fault on the police's part.
Yeah, that, I was going to ask, how did he start the damn thing? Okay.
With great difficulty.
Did the officer just leave the keys in it?
That's a very common thing to do. A lot of officers will leave their keys in their cars running because they can lock them from the outside. Common thing they do when they make patrol stops. But if it was left unlocked and the keys inside, why the hell would he need to bother hotwiring it or breaking in?
Correct.
In all honesty, he broke the law, but the officer kind of the dumbass at fault here.
Mm-hmm. Anywho, next. Oh boy. Oh boy. This next article. Speaking of just... this is a case of you cannot be this fucking stupid.
Oh yes, you can.
Have either of you encountered the infamous $1 million bill?
I've heard of it, never seen it.
I have never seen $1 million bill, no.
Okay. For quick context. The $1 million bill, from what I remember, I could be completely making this up from bullshit memory. My memory is very bad. The $1 million bill is something that people like to give servers and whatnot. It's basically, it looks like legitimate currency, but when you look closer at some of the details, you'll see that there's actually a very religious message that says, God's love is worth more than $1 million. And it's just like, I appreciate what you're doing, but...
Yeah, okay. This is... I thought you were talking about the actual $1 million bill, and I have half of one of these $1 million bills thanks to a certain puppy.
So you're saying some guy left a fake $1 million bill on a server's tip?
Oh no, I'm not saying that in this particular circumstance.
Oh yeah, let's hear what this is all about first.
Woman tried to use $1 million bill at a dollar store.
I think there are a few too many zeros there, sweetie.
Let's just fucking dissect that headline, shall we? $1 million bill. Dollar store.
She wanted the entire store?
She wanted to buy the store.
Yeah, fucking... Okay. April 14th, 2021. 2 women sought to use a $1 million bill to purchase merchandise at a Dollar General store in Tennessee. So say the police report. According to investigators, the duo appeared that Monday morning at the convenience store in Maryville, a Knoxville suburb. Their attempt to use the counterfeit bill was thwarted by a...
by eyeballs?
Well,
yeah, by
eyeballs.
I think whoever wrote this article is a little bit weird because it says they were thwarted by a sentient Dollar General employee.
A sentient?
as opposed to
I think he meant to say observant.
yeah, just like
Having worked in retail before, I feel that statement is not necessarily
yeah,
wrong.
as opposed to what? A non-sentient Dollar General employee?
Yeah, right?
Some of the people I have worked with in retail have been non-sentient.
Greetings.
I would swear by that.
Greetings, human.
Hummings. They're called hummings. Extra points if you know that reference. Oh my god.
Anywho, a sheriff's deputy dispatched to the Dollar General for a, quote, suspicious incident, unquote, spoke with Amanda McCormick, 39, who possessed the counterfeit bill. McCormick, who lives about 4 miles from the store, was accompanied by a relative, Linda Johnson, 61. McCormick told the cop that she received the $1 million bill, quote, in the mail from a church, end quote, but wasn't able to provide additional information about the purported house of worship's Largesse. I don't know that word. Largesse.
Largesse.
Thank you.
Largesse. It means wealth.
Thank
the
you.
church's wealth or prowess.
First the guy makes a flub, and then he has a very profound word. As detailed in a Blount County Sheriff's Office report, McCormick had, quote, a shopping cart full of various items from the inside of the store, including several gift cards to various businesses, end quote. McCormick claims she was, quote, going to use the money to purchase items for care packages for homeless individuals.
I'll give her the benefit of the doubt on that one.
I mean, it is quite possible that she really was naive enough to think that this was given to her to purchase stuff for the homeless, and she thought somebody was so generous they donated $1 million.
Yeah. Like, this shit is actually reminding me of, like, fucking hell, I've forgotten the name. The Daily Show? What was it? With
Jon Stewart.
Yeah, Jon Stewart. The episode with the televangelist and all the weird shit that they sent in the mail. You know, make your money grow by doing this and this. Here's some handkerchiefs. Here's some fucking, you know, all this bullshit. And it's just like, okay. Let's see.
It's the Peter Popoff water.
Yeah, it's basically like he was. No, you're thinking Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Oh, my apologies. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What it is he was going. He was basically bringing to light the scam and the tax haven that is religion in the United States.
Yes.
So, basically any donations taken by the church don't have to be taxed. Period.
Yep.
They are 501c.
Yeah, and basically, these pastors of these mega churches who ask for people to donate all this money, and they get aggressive about it. They keep every cent of it. Like, these mega church pastors are millionaires, and they buy private jets. There was even a couple of pastors. I think one of them was name was Creflo Dollar. I'm not making that up. Had basically said, God needs me to have a better private jet.
Oh,
to spread his word.
You know, the character of these people is summed up by one particular nasty individual out of this group, okay? And it's not the one that most people think of. It's not one that's on the 700 Club. It's a guy by the name of Joel Osteen, okay? And we've heard him, okay? And these guys right here on the train are know exactly which story I'm going to mention. Okay, it was fucking flooding. Okay, in the area near his churches, it was flooding. I don't even remember which disaster it was.
It was Houston a few years ago, but yeah.
Okay, but yeah, it was flooding like mad. All right, and there was literally no place to put people in emergency shelters. Okay, and he would not open the church because it would get dirty. Okay, that's what he fucking did, and that's the people. You know, people. If you're sending money to these guys, that's what you're sending money to. Okay, and that is just disgusting disgusting set of individuals. And I am sorry, as far as I'm concerned, churches should be taxed, all of them, everybody across the board. Okay.
We've seen it in history. Some of the greatest, like, revolutions, political, military, and economic revolutions in history came about because the guy who took over the ruling class said, "Nope, you don't get a free ride anymore. You pay your share."
Yep.
It happened in Japan, happened in China, happened in England, happened in Europe, Germany especially. It happens everywhere. The only two places that the churches aren't taxed on the regular, as far as like first world nations, the United States and Russia.
Yep. Yep.
Anywho, getting back on track.
Yep.
When questioned by the deputy, Johnson disavowed knowledge of the $1 million bill and said she, quote, was only riding with Miss McCormick to run errands today. When the incident was classified by the sheriff's office as, quote, fraud by false pretenses, McCormick and Johnson were not arrested. Instead, they were, quote, issued a verbal no trespass warning, prohibiting them from returning to the Dollar General store. The counterfeit bill was confiscated by police and placed into evidence. I wonder if we can actually get an image.
Yeah, it's not a counterfeit bill per se. It's got all the right things on it.
Yeah, it's like basically saying no, this is not real. I mean, what's that old saying? Any reasonable person would know that this is not a real thing.
Correct. Yep. And it's not. I don't know where my half of mine is. Otherwise, I'd post a picture. I'll get a picture to you later. See if you can get a picture to it. I'll put it up.
Yeah, sadly I can't from the article that I'm looking at. This is the part where whoever wrote the article really let loose. Sadly, the police report does not address several obvious questions. Why did McCormick think a church would give her $1 million? Was McCormick actually under the impression that the United States Mint has produced $1 million bills? Did she plan on loading the gift cards with 6-digit sums, or did she expect the Dollar General to make change?
All right, I'm going to say
okay.
Please stop this, because this
please.
guy is starting to sound like a wannabe Tucker Carlson, and I'm getting sick to my stomach.
No,
yeah, my guy, you replaced observant with the word sentient.
Yeah, no, he's this is a Google translated article, almost certainly.
Oh no, it's from a source that doesn't really have this issue, at least not in the past. It's from the Smoking Gun, and typically the Smoking Gun doesn't have such wordy posts. I think whoever wrote this was just having an off day.
Yeah. What I was going to say is that if I'm not mistaken, the Mint has actually produced $1 million bills, but they were give me 1 second to confirm that.
I think, they have. But I think
they were only used for like diplomacy transactions. Transactions between government. They were never issued to the.
Yeah, like basically, if the United States is handing over money to France for a loan, or to removing the sanctions from Cuba or Iran, for instance, and they keep all that money, they've been keeping all that money tied up in an account, and it's basically just data. What they would do is they would hand over the $1 million bill as like a symbolic gesture of like, here's your money back kind of thing. And then they would just release the funds from the accounts.
Right, and this was all before electronic transfers and stuff. Because this is electronic transfers, they never have to do that now. I cannot find the proof of that, so take my statements with large blocks of salt on aisle 11, and let's move on, I guess.
Yeah. Speaking of moving on, it's time for one last softcore article, and holy shit. I'm glad that I can put this under the category of luckily no one was hurt. Because holy fuck. Who knew that a small little thing could cause such a big fucking deal?
Well,
Was it the croissant article again?
Oh no, this is
Yeah,
this
is this from the Gondorian times?
Oh no, with the black
no, no. Here it is. Bee sting causes semi-truck to overturn, spilling cheese over the roadway.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Just
Extra
Please tell me
points to
there's
the
pictures.
bees. Extra points to the bees.
Yay, pictures.
yeah, we got pictures. This is the crash. Last week we covered bees swarming a fucking car. Now we've got a bee causing a fucking road incident with a truck. Holy fuck.
I mean, does it say whether the guy was allergic? Okay, if the guy was allergic, then yeah, I'd understand this.
Understandable. Or if he had a phobia of bees. I mean, I was so happy that my girlfriend at the time did not do this, but she was terrified of spiders, as I kind of am. And I took her out to my family's lake house when we had it, and out canoeing. And this canoe had been sitting around for a while, and we cleaned up as best we could. But a couple little spiders kind of skittered across her while we were out canoeing, and thankfully she only mildly jumped, and we didn't tip over. But we could have.
Could have.
Mm-hmm.
I think this might be a case of the bee just sneaking up on this person and stinging them. Because that, I can tell you from experience, that can happen. 1 minute you're fine, and then all of a sudden there's a bee in your armpit. Or a wasp in my case.
That's the oh my god, and your arms are flailing. Get this thing away from me.
Yeah, exactly. But let's take a look and see what actually happened. April 5th, 2021. An 18-wheeler hauling cheese from Idaho to Oregon overturned after the driver was stung by a bee.
Wait, it's coming from Idaho?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just, I mean, damn. It's like one of the biggest dairy states in the country. It's so ironic. I mean, the only thing it would have been better is if it was from Wisconsin.
So authorities said that the truck was traveling through the Columbia River Gorge in Bingen. Is that how you say it? Bingen? Bingen.
Bingen.
Thank you.
Bingen.
Bingen, Washington. When the driver was stung and lost control of his semi-truck, colliding with the guardrail. The truck continued down the shoulder for nearly 300 feet before it flipped over, spilling cheese across the roadway. There were no other vehicles involved in the accident, and the driver was unharmed. According to the local news, some of the cheese fell down the embankment and landed in Roland Lake. There was also a small diesel fuel leak, but crews managed to keep it from reaching the water. Good. Washington State Patrol District 5 Public Information Officer Will Finn. Fucking hell, shorten that title, please. He had some fun posting a pun-filled tweet along with a photo of the crash. Oh boy, here we go. A view from the scene of an overturned truck hauling cheese. The guardrail was shredded during the crash. The driver is a little blue after being cited.
That doesn't even merit a groan.
But thankfully, he's doing very good.
Oh, fuck you.
Hashtag drive safe.
That man either has no life or he has children. One of the two.
Several kids.
Yeah. Oh, I guarantee you.
That is an entire dad Twitter.
I guarantee.
That is a dad Twitter masquerading as a public information officer.
Yeah, I guarantee you this man has kids and they've seen his work Twitter and they've been like, I'm never showing this to my friends. Cleanup crew.
Honey, did you show your friends the cheese tweet I made? Dad!
Cleanup crews removed the cheese from the road and reopened the lanes to traffic, but officials said it could take up to 2 days to clean up the mess from the accident, which has probably been dealt with by now, at the time of this recording.
You know what? They better clean that up because after 2 days, that's gonna smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna start to get rank. I feel bad for hopefully they can fish the cheese out of the lake. It is buoyant.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that would be such a funny thing, though, to be like...
Put on a cheese bounty. Put a cheese fishing bounty.
No, wouldn't it be such a funny thing to be like, imagine this scene, right? You're like camping in the woods and you've picked this lovely spot by a lake. You're considering going fishing at some point during the day. In fact, yeah, it's perfect fishing weather. You go down by the bank, you've got your fishing pole, you cast a line, you take in the scenery, you look around you, you look down the river, and you see this yellow thing floating on down. What is that? You get lucky, your hook catches onto it, you reel it in, and you realize it's a fucking roll of cheese. It's a wheel of cheese. Why do
It's a round of cheese. Gromit, look. It's cheese.
Gromit, bring out the crackers. We've got the cheese. This is a Wallace and Gromit fucking cartoon. Wallace and Gromit take America. Oh God, just sometimes.
You know what? This does not help our image as Americans putting cheese on everything. This does not help that.
You know what? It is not just us. Like, here's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, America puts cheese. Have you met a Frenchman?
Oh, God.
Or an Italian?
Hell, different cultures do different things.
Or anyone from the Mediterranean. They put types of cheeses on everything.
Yeah, and it's not just like cheese. Like, different cultures do different things. Like, during my time when I was on Snopes to figure out if that croissant thing was real or not, I came across an article that asked, has McDonald's made the Nutella burger? And I was like, the fuck? And I look, and they have, but only in Italy. It's an Italian thing. And I'm just like, the fuck, Italy?
Nutella with beef?
Let me double check just to see if I don't want to fucking, like, misquote anything, get my information wrong.
Or is it like a special dessert burger?
Let me take a look. In November 2016, the fast food giant McDonald's introduced a pastry called the Sweetie con Nutella, which is essentially 2 buns filled with the hazelnut cocoa filling Nutella. Okay, so it's not an actual burger; it's just like a Nutella sandwich.
Okay, so it's basically just like it's like a hazelnut croissant.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's just basically bread with Nutella spread in between it. Okay. Oh god, that was wearing me out.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that I will give people from other countries, something that they've got right, fucking pickles on everything. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I have yet, in the last, 5 years, been able to get something that doesn't have a fucking pickle on the side. Okay?
Yeah.
I hate those damn things. They're everywhere. They're always the dill spears that leak all over your food. I'm like, no, don't put that there.
If you want to put pickles on the thing, make it the sliced pickle, and the only thing that pickles belong on is like relish. Just like put it in the sandwich, put it on the hot dog. Don't put it on the side. Like, I appreciate the extra snack, but
I'm actually curious as to who out there just eats pickles on their own, like as a side snack.
I'll raise my hand if I'm given a spear pickle. I will.
My sister does. A lot of my family does, but also, to be fair, those are homemade pickles usually. Mrs. Greymane does like pickles, but she doesn't like dill pickles. She likes bread and butter pickles, which are never a spear. They're always those round slices. Some people have a taste for it, but good grief, people, we don't need them on everything.
Yeah, I remember back in the day when I had to make, fucking make pickles from scratch. I had to, like, slice up cucumbers so that they soaked in brine and salt so that they could be served as an appetizer at a restaurant. Thankfully, that is out of commission. Anyway, we're getting lost in the weeds again.
Yeah, it was your own fault this time, Trade.
I know.
Absolutely.
I did this to myself. Welcome to the show where we all get lost in the weeds from time to time. That's it for the softcore article, which can only mean that in just a little bit, after our next music break, we're going to go to the hardcore material. And oh boy, there's a lot of shit to talk about tonight. We'll be right back with Trademark. Trainwreck, a show featured on Celestia Radio, all fandom all the time, except when we have no idea why this person reacted to a bee sting so badly.
I'm still gonna go with Gray's idea that it was He was allergic.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of that would cause that bad of a flail. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Anywho.
this bee is gonna kill me. So.
Anywho, we'll be right back, folks. Sit tight.
All I'm saying, what would he look like if he was blue and he got a sunburn? What would that look like?
Purple?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Welcome back, folks, to Trademark's Trainwreck on Celestia Radio, all fan all the time. It's time to start the hardcore material. It's time. It's time to put another one in under the category of oh for fuck's sake. It's been a while since we've covered this particular situation, but it's happened here on the pre-YouTube days.
Oh, God.
Note to people who are suspected of taking drugs. If you want to make it look like you're not taking drugs, don't have the drugs on your person. In this case, quite literally. Cocaine charge for man with powdered nose. Look at
now
the
I'm just reminded of Die Hard.
Yeah.
You missed a spot.
Look real close at this fucking mugshot. Just look. And you'll see it.
Wow, they didn't even... Jeez.
They didn't even wipe it off.
No, of course they didn't. April 21st, my bad. I almost said the 24th for some reason. The evidence was as plain as the cocaine on his face. Thank you. A North Carolina man who cops found with a powdered nose is behind bars on drug possession and other charges following a confrontation last Tuesday. So, say the police and court records. Responding to a property damage call in Lenoir? Lenoir. I don't know. It's a city 75 miles from Charlotte. An officer named Jamichael Walton? Jamichael? Yeah, they arrested Walton here for fleeing on foot as well as, quote, pulling away and kicking, end quote. Walton was also charged with threatening to, do some not so nice things to the mother of his brother's child. Like you do. After being handcuffed and placed in a squad car, Walton allegedly threatened the police officer. "When I get out, I'm gonna shoot this car up and all y'all," Walton said, according to a court filing. Walton was hit Walton was also hit with a fourth charge, felony possession of cocaine. Police reports and court filings do not indicate whether investigators uncovered cocaine beyond that seen beneath Walton's nasal cavity. Walton is being held in lieu of $12,500 bond on the assorted charges. He is scheduled for a May 5th district court appearance. Walton's docket sheet includes two separate other pending cases. One for marijuana possession and the other for reckless driving, and driving while his license was revoked due to prior impaired driving conviction. So this guy...
I'm shocked. I'm totally shocked.
It's so surprising. What, this guy? This puppy dog-eyed man?
Honest officer, it was just a donut. I was just eating a donut and it got on my nose.
Yeah, this guy is all kinds of special. All kinds of special. I'm glad that everything that he did was basically just threats. But
Yeah, this guy pretty much did everything wrong from the get-go.
It's like he had a go to jail bingo card.
Yeah, exactly.
Just Christ. Cocaine on nose, threaten a child, threaten cops with gun violence, and he also took the free space in the middle.
When Grand Theft Auto AI go bad.
Yeah, I've got nothing more to say about this particular case. So, moving on.
Book 'em, Dano.
Moving right along.
Let's move on to
Yeah, book him, Dano. Thanks. That was...
let's move on to a more interesting case. I've read through this. I'm glad no one's dead. But holy shit, I have bared witness to the start of The Walking Dead. Or at least The Walking Dumb. Passenger chomped on her Uber driver.
Oh, bit him.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, that's some nasty shit.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
just a little warning now that I've read that headliner. If you're a bit squeamish, move on to the next article, please. This is partially why I do that YouTube chapter feature thing. Move right along, please. Otherwise, this happened April 20th. A passenger sunk her teeth into the neck of an Uber driver and choked the victim from behind in a bloody, unprovoked assault.
Jeez.
Police say that Michelle Stillwell, who is obviously not well, 55 years old, was seated behind the victim as he drove his Toyota near Stillwell's St. Petersburg residence late Saturday afternoon. While the car was in motion, Stillwell, quote, reached forward and proceeded to choke the victim from behind, so says a criminal complaint. Stillwell initially throttled the driver with her two hands and then wrapped an arm around his throat. As the driver sought to pull over the vehicle, Stillwell, quote, managed to crawl forward onto the center console and bit the victim deeply on the neck, drawing blood, end quote. Stillwell then scratched the driver across the chest, quote, causing a large red in color mark with traces of blood visible. But wait, there's more.
I'm honestly gonna say straight up, there's drugs involved in this somehow.
Well, look at under her eyes. Look at how sunken under her eyes are.
Packed bags.
Oh God, the title is terrible. Uber Eats.
Well,
God.
Yeah, that woman is strung out.
Yeah, the smoking gun seems to be having an awful week. Anyway, as I said, there's more. The defendant continued to bite, strangle, and claw at the victim, who was unable to defend himself as he was being attacked from behind. That's a quote from investigators. The assault ended only after witnesses came to the aid of the driver, who was complaining that he could not breathe, and pulled him free from Stillwell's grasp. A photo taken by one of the witnesses showed Stillwell splayed across the Toyota's driver's seat. That's probably going to be the one that's in the video version. Another image shows the bite mark on the driver's neck, which is not going to be in the video version. Arrest affidavits note that there was an indication of alcohol influence with regard to the incident. Do you think? Stillwell was charged with aggravated battery and tampering with a witness, both felonies. The latter count resulted from Stillwell allegedly, quote, knocking a phone from the driver's hand as he sought to dial 911 during the attack. Stillwell was released from the county jail Sunday after posting $15,000 bond.
Did she think she was a vampire?
I don't know.
Or maybe she thought she was a zombie. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's meth because I honestly, it's acid. She has to be on acid.
There we go.
Just
her eyes. Look at her pupils. They're pretty fucking
oh my
dilated.
God. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just a wee bit.
Contracted, not
contracted. Excuse me.
But yeah, this is, I feel sorry for this guy because he's gonna have to go through a bunch of medical bullshit. Okay,
yeah, he's got to get tested for every form of every form of like
he's gonna have to have hep tests. He's gonna have to have AIDS test.
AIDS test.
Gonna have God, with this woman, I'd almost get a rabies test.
Yeah, like basically anything that can be classified as a sexually anything that can be transmitted via fluids, he's gonna have to get tested for. He's gonna
Right,
need to
and
run the whole gamut.
yeah, he's gonna have. She's gonna probably. They're gonna have to probably do blood work on her, even if she says no, they're probably gonna have to do it anyway, against her will, for the simple reason that she attacked the person, and
Well,
it's a medical issue.
that's
So,
fully, you can fully do that.
all right, so, but yeah, he's. I feel bad for him because this is going to be a PTSD incident for him. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
he's gonna want to install a plexiglass screen between him and his rear drivers.
Right.
Yeah,
which ironically is what cab drivers do.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Cab drivers are old hat of this.
There's a reason that exists.
Yeah.
Oh, just. So yeah, it's one of those things that I feel real sorry for him because nobody deserves this sort of bullshit. Okay,
No,
especially Uber drivers. They get treated like shit.
Such shit. Like, this is one of the reasons why I will never become an Uber driver. Ever.
Yeah, his 1099 money is not worth this shit. It really isn't.
No.
Okay, and that's one of the reasons why they're trying to unionize and trying to get them to be, considered employees, because Uber is really fucking them. So,
why do you think
DoorDash I might do. Uber never. I would never do Uber.
Why do you think a lot of Uber drivers also do Lyft?
Mm-hmm.
It's because they know they're getting fucked by one company, so they might as well play both sides.
Yep, absolutely, and I have no problem with that.
Exactly.
So,
do what you gotta do to make a living. But it just... Holy shit.
This is a garbage human. Garbage human.
Garbage human. Garbage human. Bad. You failed. Go back. Go back to start. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Directly to jail.
We'll allow you to come down from whatever it is you're on, but you're going to sit in a straitjacket in the corner because you're a bite risk.
Yeah. Oh, man. Just...
I don't know, man.
I don't know either. Next.
What was that term for psychiatric exam, Shirley?
Rule 11.
Rule 11. Yeah, that's going to get a Rule 11 case, at least.
Well, after... So, real quick. They will give them a Rule 11 examination if they let them sit in the jail cell for a couple of days and sober up. If they find that they still have some mental deficiencies, even after they've come down from their high, then yeah, they'll send them in to get a partial or a full Rule 11 evaluation. But that's a big problem because that's a big problem with drug use, is that sometimes the side effects of drug use can mimic mental health issues. So that's why they got to let them kind of sweat it out for a couple of days before they evaluate them.
Yep. Moving on.
Moving on.
To another garbage human.
Yeah, to another garbage human. One that, for some reason, my brain cannot stop seeing as fucking Megamind for some reason. You'll understand when you see the mugshot for this man.
Okay.
Man burglarized woman's home, stole her sex toys.
Oh, God. No.
Oh, that's the best reaction I've heard from you tonight.
You can go down the hall and collect your sex toys from evidence, No, that's okay, officer.
That's okay. I'm fine, thank you.
Look at this mugshot right here. It's not exactly
Megamind. A forehead.
Yeah.
That is a forehead.
That is not a forehead, that is a 5-head.
That is a dome. That is, yeah.
He has a dome, yes. He has a very pronounced
dome. Not to mock anyone who has a similar hairstyle or lack thereof, but some people can work it. Some people look like this. To quote George Carlin, you look like a freshly circumcised dick.
Yeah, unfortunately for this guy, it's clear that he has lost his hair. So he doesn't have a choice.
Oh, fair enough. So my apologies on that front. Anywho.
This man could not pull off the Jean-Luc Picard. He could not do it.
Anywho, regardless of his hair, let's take a look. This really must have been a slow week for the smoking gun, because they asked the obvious question first. Who burglarizes a home and steals the residents' used sex toys? I don't know, article. Why don't you tell us? The distinction, Pennsylvania cops say, goes to Michael Holden, 37, who is facing multiple charges
Holden, bro?
He's facing multiple charges in connection with a break-in last night. Sorry. He's facing multiple charges in connection with a break-in on a previous Tuesday in Tyrone, a borough 90 miles east. East? I thought you said west. Fucking hell. My brain is breaking down all of a sudden. Anyway, it's 90 miles east of Pittsburgh. No, I'm not editing any of that out. Fucking Christ.
Oh, man, alive.
Investigators allege that Holden entered the 35-year-old victim's home after she had fallen asleep on her couch. Holden, cops charged, stole $700 in cash, various bank cards, and the woman's sex toys, which were valued at $160, according to a probable cause affidavit. A neighbor who had seen a man entering the woman's home described the intruder, leading the victim to conclude that it was Holden, an acquaintance of hers who lives a block away. When the woman and her boyfriend confronted Holden, he reportedly admitted being inside her residence and spotting money on the floor. Yeah, I saw it. Additionally, a neighbor's surveillance camera recorded a man wearing glasses and a Pittsburgh Pirates cap entering the victim's home. A cop, who has had prior encounters with Holden, noted in the affidavit that Holden was wearing, quote, some sort of Pittsburgh Pirates headgear and glasses at the time. Holden has been charged with burglary, criminal trespass, and theft. His rap sheet includes convictions for assault, contempt, and criminal trespass, and he is facing disorderly conduct and public drunkenness charges stemming from an arrest last month. The affidavit does not indicate whether the sex toys or other stolen goods were recovered by police. So... the big question. Fucking Christ, Gray. He just sent us a filtered picture of Holden, but it's blue.
Holden's mugshot with that's all blue, very Megamind-ish.
But yeah, here's the big question that we unfortunately do not have the answer to. Why?
Well, okay. Let me devil's advocate this just a little bit.
I could probably do a good answer for this one too, but I'll let Shirley go first because I'm pretty sure my answer is going to squick people.
Sex toys, depending on who makes them and what they are, can be expensive. Mm-hmm. And you can sell them again on eBay and people will buy them.
Yes. This is fair. I hope they're properly sanitized.
I mean, like, we don't
price anything at Bad Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about to mention them. Like, they're a sex toy company that makes very unique sex toys. Customized. Well, not really customized, just more fantasy sex toys for everybody to enjoy. And they can range pretty pricey, a couple $100 at least. And she said that the sex toys this guy took were like valued at $160. I don't know. That could be probably some really expensive vibrators and, you know,
$160. That's honestly cheap for a good sex toy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like she said multiple sex toys, so I can imagine like maybe a few vibrators that are like maybe like $50 a piece or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Like I've heard.
I mean, I don't know what's going through this guy's thought process on whether he wanted to resell this shit or if he wanted to like. I don't know, man. I mean, like, dude, you just stole $700 from her. You could just buy your own.
That's okay. We're going to delve into the wild and weird world of people and their mental processes.
Yep.
The people that would buy used sex toys or steal used sex toys are the same people that would buy used women's panties out of a machine in Japan. Okay, it has to do with body pheromones, and I'm not going to go any further on that but you get the idea, okay, as to why his thought process might have been to steal these used sex toys. Now, that said, if your sex toys have an odor, then you haven't been taking care of them properly.
Yeah, most of them are machine washable.
Yes, very much so. You know,
Like, Jesus Christ.
it's hard. It's easy to just like write some of this off, but some of it is like a struggle to just confront, because it's like it's in an area of the mind that you don't think about. Okay, you think, okay, somebody's got sex toys, but you don't think about somebody walking in and walking off with those sex toys for any particular reason. It's not something that you would normally have on your radar. So you get a story like this, and you're like, brain.exe has stopped working.
Right? I actually just got reminded of something that I actually reported on during I think it was during the pre-YouTube days. This is completely unrelated to this article. I think we're more or less done with this article, but I just remembered something. You remember during the pre-YouTube days when we talked about that chastity tool that could be hacked into and you'd be locked in?
Yes, the
Oh, you
fake
mean
one.
that myth?
The one we found. Yeah, the one we found out was fake later.
Ah, so you have heard that it was faked. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Such a shame, but...
Granted,
Oh,
I know
geez.
a few people who would have been like really down for the idea of being like having their things hacked into because they're weird.
Ugh.
Or they would have been down for it because it would have been globally controlled anywhere in the world.
Ugh.
So,
I mean, those toys do exist. Like, I have seen that there is such a thing as long distance combo toys, like for him and for her. You know.
oh yeah,
Yeah, they're linked to your phone. You could like be states away and press a button and give your girlfriend a jolt.
There is a term for that. There is an actual scientific term for that, a technical term. It's called teledildonics. That is the actual technical term for that.
Oh, that doesn't.
Technology.
That does not. That is both a blend of it does not sound right because it sounds like something that. It sounds like something like a scientist from a kid's TV show would invent, but that makes it sound so wrong. Because
it was actually, if I remember correctly, that was coined in either the 60s or the 70s. I can't remember which.
Oh, that makes sense then.
But it's one of those terms where you look at it and go, that's not a real term, and then you look into it and it's like, oh, well,
no, that is a real term.
Anyway, one last article for tonight. It's actually fitting that we finish up with this because this kind of relates to what we were talking about earlier with the televangelists with John Oliver. How people who believe in certain religions can be swindled out of their money by people who are able to appeal to them on a certain level. Granted, when John Oliver discussed it, he wasn't talking about witches.
Seriously?
Florida witch swindled victims out of $100,000 by promising to cleanse their cash.
Okay, that's brilliant. Okay,
that's brilliant. And I'll be honest. Okay, look. Okay, yes, what she did was illegal, but the fact that any of you fell for that is totally on you.
That is fucking
I have no
stupid.
sympathy for you.
That is so fucking stupid because this hits a personal note for me because I haven't told this on the YouTube version of this show, but like I have heard of. I had a friend who dealt with friends of the family that claimed that there were negative energies plaguing the house because she had pictures and shit. Like, she drew pictures and they were very anime based. And of course, because these religious people were, they were boomers, And they were just like,
I
we don't
remember
understand what
that.
this is, so this is the work of the devil. We must cleanse this place.
I remember you telling this story.
Yeah, that fucking story. I will hold that close to my heart and use it as my explanation as to why I do not practice religion myself. Why I do not participate in religion. I don't hate religion, so long as it doesn't hurt people.
I get to poke particular fun at this, okay? Why? I am pagan, okay? So let's go through this from a pagan standpoint. Okay, one, there are a ton of things in the lore of being pagan that say very clearly, you shall not take money for the art. Okay, you can ignore this sometimes. Sometimes you can do things that people will pay you for, and it's okay. All right, but there are big warning symbols saying, "Don't do this. This is not a good idea." Okay, so first of all, let's just go with this. Okay, it's one thing to accept like $10 or something because somebody wanted to pay you for a reading. Okay, but this is wholesale graft. Okay, saying that you're going to do all this stuff using your magic skills, okay, to cleanse whatever money issue that they're having with their money. All right. Second, okay, any of us out here that are pagan or witches or Wiccan or whatnot, all right, know about threefold. Okay, and what threefold says is that you get 3 times what you put out in the universe. Okay, so you get back 3 times what you put out in the universe. This woman put out.
Think of it like karma, except very, very specific rules.
Correct. It is a very, very specific karmic like rule that a lot of us hold to very dearly. And this woman put out effectively like an atom's bomb worth of negativity into her life by doing this. Okay. So now she's going to get that return on that investment. Okay. And I would be not surprised at all if this woman just disappeared off the face of the earth for,
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it, considering the fact that we don't have a mugshot. We have sketches.
Yeah, I noticed. We have artist
Yeah,
sketches.
we got sketches, not a mug. That's kind of weird.
Not a good thing is ever going to come to this woman again.
Let's take a look deeper into this story. Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's look at this.
This happened April 20th, 2021 in Naples, Florida, where police say they're looking for a woman who offered witchcraft and spiritual services to victims as a way to get them to hand over massive amounts of cash.
Okay, knew it. She hasn't been caught yet.
Not yet. All in all, the woman stole $100,000 in cash from 10 different victims who responded to ads she placed in free Hispanic newspapers on radio stations and flyers placed in laundromats, according to a report from the Naples Police Department. Records show the first victim came forward on March 14th saying he saw a flyer at the laundromat that offered a 100% guarantee when it came to solving problems with a wife or girlfriend. The victim called the number on the flyer and scheduled an appointment with a woman who called herself Rosalia the next day at a suite on 6th Avenue. Police said that during the first visit, Rosalia pulled out a deck of tarot cards and told the victim she sensed something dark in his life. So she instructed him to fix the darkness by sleeping with 3 eggs under his bed and then returned with the eggs the next day. This is where things get fucking wacky.
I know exactly what this trick is, and this is a standard scam. Go on.
Yeah, fucking buckle up, numbnuts. Records show that the victim did as instructed, and Rosalia took the eggs and waved them over the victim's head before she opened them up to reveal that one contained blood, another contained needles, and the third contained worms.
Yep.
So, before I continue, would you mind explaining that trick, please?
This is we've injected something into the egg trick. You can, and many people who do what's called blowing eggs, where they remove the yolk and everything inside the egg so that they can preserve the egg as an ornament and paint it. okay,
Uh-huh.
know how to do this. You literally make a pinhole one end, one at the other end. You literally kind of blow the egg out. Okay, you empty it of its contents. But it is not that hard to put something back in the egg, okay, and cover the resulting leftover holes with something tiny that is not going to be easily noticed, okay, and especially not going to be noticed by somebody who's just sticking these things under their bed, okay.
Mm.
So
It's
it's
a
not
good it's a good trick, but
it's a good trick, but it's very old. This one has been done, this one has
This
been
sounds
done
like
for
something that was done
millennia.
back in way back in the day, like during the same period of time where that one woman like said that her chicken was predicting that Christ was coming, but in actuality she like painted the egg with acid to
Yeah.
spell out the message and then shoved the egg back in the chicken.
Yep. Yeah, this is that sort of shit. And this is what gives people who are practitioners, legitimate practitioners of paganism and other things, okay, a bad name, okay, because you get shitheads like this, okay, that are trying to fleece somebody, and then then the minute you mention that you're pagan, oh, somebody fleeced me and I did this and they did that, and I'm not, and you're the result. You get the result, of or the end result of these people that have fucked people, and it becomes difficult sometimes. It really does. But go on. This is a standard trick that's been done before.
Let's see. Well, Rosalia then told the victim to get as much money as possible by withdrawing cash and borrowing from friends, and then return with the bill so she could bless the money, making the money double and possibly triple in quantity, according to the
Uh-huh.
report.
Uh-huh.
Officers said the victim returned with $29,500 in cash and told Rosalia to bless it, but she said she saw a darkness in the money, so she needed to take it to a temple in Fort Myers and would return it to the victim the next day. Okay, let's address something that we've been hopping around a little bit.
Okay.
Why does one need to cleanse money?
you don't.
You don't.
You don't. Duh.
You know what I find really funny, and I really hope there are some hardcore Christians listening on this. This is exactly the same grift that the mega churches do.
Mm.
Yep.
Exactly the same
Yep.
grift. They don't say that your money's tainted, but they'll straight up say they'll send you these like packages and booklets that give
Yep.
you this multi-step program and thought process to like, you know, your donation levels, like your level of donation, and it's basically they're saying whatever dollar it's your seed money, whatever dollar you put in, you're going to get it back in good karma. I'm going to ensure that you're going to get some good back. I'm going to ensure Jesus is going to bless you back with that good money. You just send me that money and it'll come back to you fivefold, folks. It'll come back to you fivefold, I promise.
Your karma is better off donating to the homeless person in the corner of the street.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I mean, for fuck's sake, people. I mean, I have a slight level of sympathy for this man, more so than I do the ones who fall for the evangelical dickheads, because this guy was actually like, kind of fleeced by a magic trick. The guys who do the evangelical bullshit that you see on the Fortune 500 show, they don't do any fake miracles or fake magic. They just straight up lie to you, and they talk in tongues.
We're
quote,
also
unquote.
Right, but we're also not counting like those professional shows that do faith healing. Okay, because faith healing is the same kind of magic bullshit.
Well, those things have fallen out of popularity because because a lot of people are more wise to their grifts.
Thank
correct.
God.
Thankfully,
one of the most famous grifts was
You talking
Jerry
about that?
Falwell.
Yeah, you
Jerry
talking about
Falwell
that
was one
bit
of
where
them.
he would make an audience fall over from how powerful he was or some shit?
Correct.
No,
Yep.
no. This is what he would
different.
do. So each audience member would fill out a form, a prayer packet, they would call it. And the idea behind it is like you fill this out and you send it in, and you basically send out these good vibes to God saying, "This is what ails me. I want this to be cured." And then what they would do is that Mr. Falwell's wife would pick those up, pick one at random, and then tell him in a radio receiver in his ear who it was, what his ailment was, and he would do with his show. So it was completely unscripted. It was unscripted for the people. These people literally thought that this man was receiving notes from God saying, "Hey, I want you to pick out this person so you can heal him by faith." And they fell for it, and they gave him millions of dollars because it's the simplest grift. The guy just had a radio receiver in his ear, and his wife was giving him like cliff notes to the people's ailments. Maybe one guy's like, God's telling me about a man named John something is last, and he gives the last name. It's like, take out those hearing aids. Yeah, I know you got hearing aids. You don't need them anymore. It's like, come on up here. We're gonna take care of that arthritis. We're gonna take care of that arthritis.
It's like sending a letter to Santa, except stupid.
Pretty much.
Fucking Christ. Moving on with the article. You're about to say
this. Okay, I will say this. There are people in life, okay, that have experienced actual healing due to their faith. Okay? They are very few. Okay? And they are documented cases, but not many. Okay? And the majority of them were involved in some miracle location. Okay? But it isn't going to be some guy, okay, up on stage doing this. Okay?
Who has a private jet.
Who has a private jet. It's never going to be this lady asking you for money to cleanse your money. Okay? Or asking to hold on to your money to cleanse your money. It's never going to be.
It's never going to be the faith healing doctor in Tijuana that pulls chicken livers out of your gut.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so just buyer beware, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. So moving on with the article. Let's see. When next day came, Rosalia said she wouldn't be able to make the appointment and would meet with him another time, but then stopped replying to the victim's text messages, records show.
Yep.
As police were investigating, they said they saw two other people waiting outside Rosalia's suite on 6th Avenue, who said Rosalia took $11,435 and $8,000 in cash from them under the guise that she was taking the money to be cleansed. A fourth victim was located at the suite as well around the same time and said that she had handed over $10,000 to Rosalia. He handed over that money to Rosalia, but he didn't want his wife to know, so he didn't provide a sworn statement.
That's up to him.
That's up to you, numbnuts. Detectives said the thefts occurred between January and mid-March when the first victim came forward. Rosalia is described as Hispanic or Eastern European with an unknown accent, medium build, blonde hair, with dark brown roots and light brown eyes. She's about 5 feet 2 inches tall. So if you in Florida...
Go ahead, sorry.
I was about to say, if anyone in Naples, Florida sees this woman who looks any bit similar to these sketches here, call them up.
Oh, no, she's not there anymore.
She's not there anymore.
Oh,
she is left town.
Probably not. It's a long shot that if she's still there, but, fucking...
And at least they didn't use the J word or the G word with her. I'm kind of happy that they didn't use that word.
I'm actually, my curious thing on this is like, wait a minute. You're saying that she can either be Hispanic or Eastern European?
Yeah, those two don't match.
Yeah, do you guys know what a Hispanic looks like?
Probably not. It's Florida.
Compared to an Eastern European? And I mean, they say she's got blonde hair. It's like, I don't know many Hispanic women with blonde hair.
Blonde
could be
hair,
dyed.
but dark roots. Okay, remember the article said blonde hair but dark roots.
Yeah. So dyed, obviously, or something.
Dyed or bleached or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, man. Just... If a person comes up to you and says, "I'm a witch that can cleanse your cash," back away real slow, everyone. This person is either nuts or they're up to something. It's probably the latter more so than the former. But
however, if somebody shows up and they say you're a witch and they're busy fighting off a large tentacled creature, you probably should stay behind them. So, just saying.
Man, just...
Again, slight levels of sympathy here, but not that much because, you
these people still fell for this shit.
I got no sympathy for the guy that wouldn't make the statement either.
Yeah, dude, like, here's the thing. You probably will get some of that money back if, you just made the statement.
Yeah, without the statement, there's no easy way for him to prove that was...
That she stole from him, so,
right. So he's going to be screwed. So
own up to your mistake and fucking, get involved in the case, for God's sake. You idiot.
You idiot.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's it for tonight. Oh, man. That last article in particular got me because that sob story. I detest people who take advantage of other people or do harmful shit based on a religion or a power. Doesn't even matter if the person doing the con believes in it or not. If they're doing that thing and they either hurt someone or like destroy property either because of that religion or because they're doing a scam, that pisses me off.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's the entire GOP right there.
Yep.
Anywho, that's it for Trademark's Trainwreck, everybody. Thank you for watching and listening. If you're on the YouTube version, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all that YouTube garbage. With me here tonight has been RandomGreymane.
Bar car. Is there a bar car?
And Sherlock.
Have a good night.
As per usual, everybody, our theme song was created by Marivex, and our banner art was created by Court Awesome. You can find their social media, my co-host social media, the Trainwreck social media, which I've been forgetting to promote for quite a bit. Whoops. You can find all that, as well as the links for all the articles that we've talked about in the description below. My name is Trademark, and good night.
Arriba.